There we go, guys, and welcome if you are joining us tonight for a very exciting show as always. I can hear that there's some keyboard slapping going in the background, so obviously the admin for today is not quite done as yet, but the guys are busy on that. And of course, as always, we have the regulars with us. I've got Scully Rebels. Scully, what's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to be here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And then we've got Slash with us as well. Slash.
Yeah, man, lekker to be here.
All good, man. All good. And then we're joined by our keyboard warrior in the background, who is Riplets Monster. Rips, what's up?
What's up?
All good, man. All good. And then tonight joining us for the first time as well is Homegirl. Honey, how are you doing?
Hello. All good, thanks.
Lekker. Excellent. Guys, so obviously the reason why you are joining us tonight, and I hope that you are, and if you are, thank you very much for doing so, is we've got two things on the agenda. One is obviously the award show for season 2, recognizing those teams that deserve, I almost said once the recognition. They don't want it, they deserve it, right? So it's the teams that deserve that recognition. And then also to talk a little bit about the upcoming season 3 and the announcements on the divisions. So some exciting stuff happening around season 3 as well, and we'll get to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But it's been an exciting season 2, I think. I mean, from my perspective, look, it was a full 15 weeks of absolute mayhem. We had people crying and laughing and rage quitting in anger and doing all sorts of stuff. So it was quite fun. So what I want to do is I want to give everybody an opportunity to sort of say your say about season 2. What do you think is different from season 1? What worked? What did you like? What didn't you like? And I think appropriately, let's start there with Scully Rebel. Scully?
How much time have you got?
A little bit.
Yeah. Hey, man, looking back, starting off at season 1, I think season 1 was, everybody was very eager to play and participate and so on. So definitely season 1 was, in my opinion, the more flawless season, if I can call it that.
Yeah.
Looking back at season 2, yeah, we did have a little bit of hiccups and we introduced a little bit of new features. Obviously, we've upgraded the website. We've introduced the ticket system, the red and the yellow cards, and all of that. So progression, slowly but surely, as we carry on. And but all in all, I think it was an excellent league or an excellent season that we had. Bringing in the T5 to play a bit more role than what it was originally created for in season 1, just to accommodate the bench, the players benching and so on. And I can only see it growing from strength to strength, running almost parallel, if I can say that, with the Premier League, because of the fact that it only takes like 5 players within a team to compete or to have a team in there. So it's very flexible. And I think the whole Clan Wars setup that we've got going is a bit more flexible than some of the other leagues out there, which makes it pretty unique.
Agreed.
But yeah, in a nutshell, that's where I am.
Excellent. Slash?
Yeah, I know we're still trying to teach Scully to leave some meat there on the bone, but yeah, look, I think season 2 went well. We obviously will have some good and some bad, but overall the T5 picked up very well. We had that inkling that it might become like T20 cricket, and people will love the fast pace. But for me, the Premier League also went well. A lot of good teams coming up, and we'll see some more good teams in season 3 for the guys out there. And I think a good overall, what can you call it? Acceptance of people joining into season 3. So we've got a number of teams coming up.
Absolutely.
But season 2 for me was good. And while we've got these eager beavers who's going to also help out going forward, thanks to everybody who helped, in season 2. It's a lot of effort, a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah, and Slasher, I mean, you also you pretty much call it full time, if I can say it that way. You pretty much full time joined us at the start of season 2 as well, and I mean, you've had a taste now of what goes into it, right?
Yeah. You've got to wash out some of that bad taste still, but yeah, unfortunately we can't keep everybody happy. It's just the nature of the game at the end of the day. But we always endeavour to keep it above board and as closely matched as possible. And I think we're going to see more and more of that going into season 3. And into season 4, we've learned a lot out of season 2. We're going back to Conquest on Premier. I think it's a favourite amongst everybody. But I must say, I'm gonna miss, the other game mode. I think it was fast paced, and it was lekker. It was fun.
Absolutely, and 15 weeks, right? I mean, I can't believe it was 15. Well, actually, this week is week 16 since we kicked off season 2, and I must tell you that I thought season 1 was only around 9 weeks. I think we closed it out with the award show in week 11, but I must tell you, season 2 almost felt faster for me than what season 1 did. But all in all, I think also 16 weeks since we started. Yeah. Actually, in total, I looked back this afternoon, and since we started planning it, it's actually 22 weeks in total. So that's from the first week that we had our discussions around season 2 up until this week is 22 weeks. So it's a significant amount of time, and but enjoyable, right? I mean, it's all good. Then, guys, I mean, from a player's perspective, I mean, the 2 other people joining us tonight, Homegirl and Riplets, both of you are also, of course, playing in the competitions within Clan Wars. And I'd also like to, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit later about your new involvement in season 3. But for now, let's just talk about how you found season 2 as players. Rox, maybe let's start there with you.
From a player's perspective, not everybody loved season 2. It was a big shock to our systems to have to now deal with Rush. When your mind after 9 weeks is trained for Conquest. So it was a bit of an eye-opener, and I think some of the less experienced clans struggled quite considerably with it. Mm-hmm. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? We stick with it. We finished the season, and personally, I don't think I'll ever play Rush again.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that. I think there's a number of people that Rush wasn't their favorite. I think it was necessary though. As both Scully and Slash alluded to, for us it was also a bit of a learning experience to try and do something and see what is the appetite within the league. For different game modes and for different things. But I think, as Slash rightfully said, we do realize that Conquest is the preferred game mode. And I do think it's a good idea that we, especially for season 3, go back to that. And I think a lot of teams are happy with that move as well. So I agree with you, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more preferred game modes. The fact that it incorporates basically everything that the game has to offer, with air vehicles, tanks, foot soldiers, all of that. I mean, there's such a variety within the Conquest game mode itself, and I think that's why it's such a fan favorite, because not everybody's a tanker, not everybody's a pilot, but when you do get those individuals that are exceptionally well within tanks and the aeroplanes, it makes for a good gameplay or a good round of gameplay anyway. Absolutely.
Rips, then on your side there?
On our side, we absolutely loved it. I mean, we entered your competition late, only played Domination Season 1. Rush was something different for us because all we did was play conquest and domination. So Rush was actually so challenging for all teams. Like, yeah, people were shocked and they had to change their game style. But that was where you can see the teams that were improving in those teams that you just gave up halfway because they couldn't end up taking any MCOMs. But yeah, from our side, we absolutely loved it.
Some of those MCOMs were difficult to take. Yeah. I mean, you guys went 11 games. Am I correct? 11 games and you only lost one.
10 games, lost one. The only game we
10
lost,
games,
was
lost one.
against MSNK, yeah. And that was only 5-point difference.
And MSNK, in their right, took all the matches basically. So they won every match they played.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
that's good.
They would have gone apps and have
I recall
comes with all their games, but then Royal kind of showed up.
Yeah, you see, I think where they had a little bit of an advantage was I remember when we just started playing Battlefield 1 together, we wanted to we started a competition, and just before we were launched, we finished up all the admin and everything on a Friday or on the Thursday, and then the Friday they had an update. We were supposed to start on the Monday. On the Friday they had the update, and they changed something in the netcode, that lenient latency thing, where the overseas servers had a preference, had a bit of an advantage basically towards our guys, and that's where everything went fucking down the tubes. But when I realized that's when MSNK, with all the other little friendlies that we played, is they actually went into the Rush servers, which were empty, and they started playing on that side. So they've been playing Rush for quite some time.
Yeah.
So they're a lot more prepared than most of us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they blindsided you there.
If we did the same thing, who knows? Maybe that match would have ended differently. Cough, cough.
Well, there's always season 3, right?
Well, I remember that match, because that match that you guys lost, we actually spectators, and for me that was a highlight. I can still see. Remember, Yaku, that bunker that was blown?
Yeah, I was standing up and commentating on my feet, which doesn't happen often.
That was a good game, eh? Yeah, that was a great game.
No, it was absolutely good. So, guys, I think we've talked at length about season 2, and I think generally people will share some of the opinions that we've heard tonight. There were definitely teams that were shocked, that struggled a little bit with the Rush game mode. There were other teams that thoroughly enjoyed it, and there were teams that definitely stood out and actually performed better on Rush than they did in season 1 on the Conquest game mode. So we saw that as well. And then, of course, the T5 was an exciting thing. We had as Slash said earlier as well, we had an inkling that it could work. We tried it now in season 2, and I'm pleased to say that I think that T5 was a great success, and of course, hence we will continue that. And later on, when we talk about season 3, then we'll open up a little bit more about what we think about season 3 and beyond, and I'm sure then that discussion will come up again. But guys, we've got quite a bit to get to. And I think it's time we at least get onto the awards. So for those of you who are joining us for the stream tonight, thank you very much for doing so. If you're already subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. If you are not, please hit that little subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. It always helps us with what we're trying to do and what we are trying to achieve as well in terms of promoting Clan Wars and what we are trying to achieve within the Battlefield Clan Wars series. So if you have a look at your screen now, guys, you will see that on the screen there you have a bunch of teams and they're all nicely lined up next to an award called To The End. Now I have to point out that all the logos you see there are teams that have actually finished the season, and while we are on the topic, just for interest's sake, we started out the season with at about, I think it was 49 or 50 teams, of which 45 teams in total ended up finishing the season. This is across both T12 and T5. And, from an organizing perspective, and I'm sure that, the likes of Scully and Slash and, the rest of the guys will back me up here, that when it comes to from an organizing perspective, the worst thing that can happen is for teams to drop out in the middle of the season. So for us, it's also very important to, recognize when a team has gone through the entire stage or through the entire cycle. So they're all up there. I can call out their names one by one. I'm not going to do that. Your logo is there, but we've got all the well-known guys are all up there. And then, of course, the one thing that I do want to mention on this particular slide is that there are also 3 little icons at the bottom, which is the Snot 2 team, the Raw 2 team, and then one of the Lots teams. I think it's the one with the S. They are the secondary T12 teams. So those 3 teams actually had T12 teams within Season 2. So they will all be recognized, by the To The End award. So yeah, those are the teams. I don't know if there's any opinions, guys. Cully, I know you also feel very strongly about teams, starting and finishing, and having a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I mean, as you say there, it takes a hell of a lot of administration in the back end, and it throws everybody else who's in that specific cycle or in that division. For one team just to drop out, it means that other teams are getting mala points, and even like what we had this week, for instance, while we were busy with the new divisions for season 3, deciding a week before we start season 3 that you're not going to play anymore, it doesn't only affect that one division, it affects all the divisions, because we have to move teams up, and whatever we have done obviously is not seen as good enough, and then we have this huge discussions, and then we have to change it back, and then we change it back again, and then to something else. And after the 8th time that we've changed the divisions, we finally get to a point where it's like, okay, this is what it is, and that's it. But yes, it does have a ripple effect. That's the thing, because we don't only update the website. If you change one clan to move from one division to another, all the players have to be changed as well. And not only that, I mean, we posted on Facebook, we posted on Discord, we have to go and update every single place where we have shown or where we make whatever information we have available to the rest of the teams. We have to go and update all of that as well. So yes, it is a lot of work. So please be mindful when you enter, Battlefield Clan Wars, because most of the work is done for you. We're not like other leagues out there where it's like, okay, here's a link, go register your teams. This is the day we start, and that's it. We are in constant communication with all the teams via DMs, via Discord. We have these discussions. Everybody's got an input. So it's like this whole group of family combined thing, basically, that we do. And that, I think that's the one thing that makes Battlefield Clan Wars different from the rest of the leagues, is the fact that we have so much input from the community and the teams itself onto what happens within the league. You don't just get a link to register and then, okay, we'll see you on a certain date, boom, there we go. The after sales service, I think, is absolutely excellent when it comes to Battlefield Clan Wars.
I like that.
I mean, where have you seen that you can just pick up a WhatsApp or phone call? I mean, I had a phone call just before we started the show, from one of the teams phoning me and say, listen, I've got a problem on the website. What do I need to do? So I just guide him through it quickly, and that's it. You can't do that with any of these other leagues that are presented overseas. They do not have that close relationship with the teams participating in their league anyway.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think we can definitely pat ourselves on the back. On the back there with, yeah, not with a bat. Sometimes it feels like they want to moor us with a bat, but anyway, it's all fun, and I think that's what makes this South African offering truly South African, is the fact that we have such close communications with everybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's not, it doesn't all go well, but we get over it, we move on, and we enjoy ourselves.
Excellent. I agree. Sorry, guys, I just want to call out something very quickly. I noticed on the stream comments here that the stream is saying that for some other odd reason my mic is very loud and it was distorting the stream. I have made some changes, so if anybody on the stream could just let me know whether it has been adjusted and coming through properly now. I apologize for that. I've got a brand new setup that I'm trying out tonight for the first time in preparation for Season 3. So we're also doing some testing while we are doing that as well. So let's see how that goes. So if you could just let me know. So guys, then on the screen there, as I said, you have the To The End award, and that gets awarded to each and every team that has participated and went through the entire season and finished. And of course, as always, these awards will be updated within about a week or so, maybe a week and a half after this show tonight, and you can go and check it out on your clan page on the Battlefield Clan Wars website, which is at www.bfclanwars.net. So do yourself a favor and go and check out those awards, but again, every clan year. So let's get on to the divisions then. And the first division that we are looking at is obviously Division 1. And well done there to our champions for Season 2 in the T12 Premier League, who was LGD. LGD does not only take the cup, they also of course get that Untamed award, which is the, I like to refer to it as the Scully Award. But that is Scully's design around giving to teams that have not lost a single match during the entire season, which I think is a phenomenal thing to achieve. But exceptionally well done to LGD there, who is our champions. Any comments, gents?
Yeah, I think they were legendary again, as always. And, we've had our little differences in the past already with LGD, but I think that they are an exceptional team. Good bunch of guys, they're always busy in the roasting channel there and on the sideline in the DMs. True gentlemen, and I think they're always there to assist. Had a lot of comments from their leadership, when we try and do or implement something where they come in and correct us or give some suggestions and all of that. So thanks for that, and well done on your achievement.
Excellent. Slash?
Yeah, there's a couple of them on the chat now, so hopefully they don't get too out of hand. But yeah, Scully, you're 100% active. Right?
Stickies.
They are definitely some of the more vocal characters out there, but we love it. I mean, this is what makes the Clan Wars fantastic. So yeah, well done to you guys.
Yeah, ultimately we don't run a funeral parlor, yeah?
Yeah.
So we had to have fun, and everybody has fun in their own way. So yeah, well done on that one.
But excellent. Again, from our perspective, guys, LGD, well done. It was great watching you guys, and of course our season champions there for T12. Moving on to Division 2 then. And Division 2 for me, I must tell you, I didn't know in the beginning. I was wondering who and where and who's going to win. But well done to 4Q for taking, maybe I can say their name properly tonight, 4Q, mate. I never say that. I always just say 4Q. But well done to 4Q, who is our champions for Season 2 in Division 2. And 4Q as well, getting that Untamed award. So that is also, it's tremendous playing in your division again, and not losing a single match. But 4Q taking Division 2 there, so well done to them. I know that there's a couple of fans out there for the 4Q team, and I know that from a player perspective, it's always a team that's difficult to play. Maybe Rox, from your side, I don't know if you've recently played 4Q.
Not if we're going to include Rush. Rush was just horrible for all of us. 4Q mate were very, very good. I think Rush caught us so unprepared. It really did. So we can't go on that. But in general, the guys are very good. I think organized, how do I say it? Like, to prep for a match is quite important. And having said that, I know the Royal Rumble is not part of tonight and not part of Battle Bros, but I actually took a lot out of that. That sort of community giving back to one another's teams was really impressive for me. So just hopping back up to LGD, their prep work is amazing. It's an eye opener for any other of the lower clans that are starting out and are trying to make it big. Prep work is the way to go.
Yeah, and I assume
we're going to try that for season 3, and we're going to see how we go.
And I assume, and I mean, look, if you look at a team like 4Q, I mean, it's probably the same, right? I mean, these guys are not, sort of get on without being prepared. I think every team that that plays and that wins their division understands prep and understands that you've got to work as a team and work together and that sort of thing, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. The thing is, if you look back at how some of these teams performed and the way that they played, when we did the pub matches in the beginning before we had the league, and then looking back at season 1 within the league, there's a lot of teams that you can actually see while we are spectating that they are playing better as a team together. So as time goes on, obviously the more skill they pick up and that kind of thing. And I think the game was designed for team play. And that's one of the things that I can commend DICE on is to build games that we can play with our friends and our teammates together. So definitely seen a lot of improvement of all the teams, where it comes to team play.
Absolutely. I agree. But from a Division 2 perspective, well done to 4Q Mate. They are, of course, our champions for Season 2 in Division 2, and their awards you can see right there on the screen. Then moving on to Division 3, interesting division. Earlier I said there were people that laughed, people that cried, and of course in this division there were people that lost money. So so bets were made and bets were lost, and congratulations to our champions for season 2 Division 3, who is MSNK. And I will not do it justice if I don't allow Scully to say something about Division 3.
Yeah, obviously I made my bet, bets against them, and but they really outperformed my bets and did exceptionally well. The one thing that I admire about this team, Vandango and his team on that side, Mullies and so on, some of the few guys that I know, is that they were given the opportunity to play in Division 1 in Season 1, and they declined, so they had to start in Division 3. And I think that the commitment towards the game itself, the competitive play, and just the whole what's the word I'm looking for here?
Attitude, sportsmanship.
Can't think of that word. Yeah, the sportsmanship. That's the word. The sportsmanship. The sportsmanship that they show for moving back in Division 3, starting there, claiming their stake, moving on Division 2. Okay, they're going to play in Division 1, obviously in Season 3 now. But the way that they've held themselves, brought themselves back together. Remember, they lost a lot of players. The way that they brought themselves back, got a few more players in, played the hell of it out of the game within Season 2. And look at the achievements now. And still, on Discord like today and yesterday while we were following, hearing Vandango speak of, he doesn't care in what division they play. They're ready. If they play in 2, it's fine. If they play in Division 1, it's fine. So that's the sportsmanship and the attitude towards the game, and whatever gets thrown at them, I really admire. And I must say that, they've always been one of my favorite teams. And just to see that the way that they handle these situations that are thrown at them, I think is exceptional. Look, they're a very good team, and I'm sure that we'll see a hell of a few games within the Division 1 in Season 3 in the next week or 2 that's going to start. But all in all, well done, boys. Mullies, bra.
Excellent. Now, Slash, I know you're a fan.
Yeah.
You're a fan as well?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think they played exceptionally well. I think they are a very good team.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely going to love it seeing them play in Division 1. That's where they ultimately belong. And they've got the opportunity, so now they need to prove themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to put money on anybody like Skelly, because it's a tough one.
I've just got one request from my side to MSNK. Remember when these guys started off? They made these videos that was just exceptionally well. You know, we laughed about it, and they took the piss out of Wolf. And I see today they were looking for, where's Wolf again? You know, that kind of thing. They need some stock footage.
Yeah.
But I would really like to see a bit more of those creative videos coming through from MSNK side, but not only MSNK, everybody else who's got the tools of the trade to do some of those cool videos. Just go out and do them. You know, it's so much fun to sit on Facebook during the course of the day or whenever we've got some time to sit and look at these videos that the guys made. And I think it's just awesome. I mean, we've got Marius Mostert, who's also making some videos for us for Battlefield Clan Wars, and I think that his skill is absolutely brilliant. You know, the video that he did yesterday and a few videos back, that he's made a few already. And every time he puts out a video, it's awesome stuff. So that's the kind of thing that we're really looking for. So anybody who's listening, I mean, even LGD, I've seen some of LGD's videos also. You know, I love the intro and those, you know, the fadings and all the spices that they throw within the videos. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. So, yeah, if you've got the tools, I understand that not everybody's got the tools because it is quite expensive. But if you've got the ways and means to make some cool pranky videos or trolling videos or funny videos or whatever, just do it and post it on. We'll promote it for you as far as we can. But we really enjoy that kind of content.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, and that's it for the T12. So well done to LGD, Division 1 winners, 4Q for being Division 2 winners, and of course MSNK for being Division 3 winners. And that is what we had to talk about around the T12. Now moving on to T5, which is of course the new game mode that we introduced the new game type that we introduced into season 2. And I think we already spoke about it a little bit, and I think all in all people feel that T5 is a winner. So yes, it will definitely stick around for season 3 and hopefully definitely stick around for beyond. But what you can see on the screen right now there is all the teams and all the team logos that will be receiving the To The End Season 2 award for partaking in the T5 series, as well as of course finishing off in the T5 series. Now unfortunately there are a couple of teams on there that will not be joining us into season 3. And I think there's also a couple of reasons for that. I mean, if I can call out somebody specific, for example, LGD, they had 2 T5 teams in season 2. They will of course only have 1 T5 team now for season 3. And I think one of the reasons is possibly that, you know, when we started this thing, we didn't know how busy people were going to be. And then very soon in the season, we realized that, you know, your whole week is spent on Battlefield, right? Because you're in a T5 team, you're in a T12 team, you're trying to also practice, promote, and do all sorts of things. So I think there's a couple of teams that also realize that having 2 T5 teams in, and if you're playing T12 as well, might be a bit much. So I don't know if there's maybe from the 2 guys in our panel that actually play, maybe there's some comments from Rips. I don't know, is that the case? Do you think that's the real reason? Rips?
Araplat.
Sorry, busy typing away here, mic muted. Yeah, I mean, the amount of time it takes just to prepare for your 2 fixtures, weekly fixtures. I mean, you've got friendlies that you're trying to organize, so you can practice for your next fixture. So that takes up maybe 1-2 nights a week. Then you've got your 2 fixtures for T12, T5, and T5, and that's basically the entire week gone. And there's no more time for Drunkenfield on Fridays because now you're preparing for the next week. So yeah, I mean, some of these teams that managed to put out 2 teams as well as a T12 team, Hats off to Raw, who actually put out two T12 teams last season. I mean, it takes a lot of dedication from the players, and just trying to get your life sorted around that, it is a bit difficult. So I think that could be the major reason of why teams are pulling out their second T5 team.
Absolutely. Now, the interesting thing, though, Scully, is that if I look at the amount of T5 teams joining us for Season 3, the number of teams have actually not dropped, right? I mean, there's a total number of teams. I think we're actually one team or two teams more than we were in Season 2. So even though there are teams that, decided that they will rather just enter one team, there are other teams that are now opting to say, well, look, we've got a little bit more time, so we're going to enter more T5 teams, right?
Yeah, that's true. If we look at VTRN, for instance, they only had one T5 team last season. This season, they've opted in for two. But then again, like you said, LGD were two and they dropped out to one. So we have, it's quite a good balance. There's not a big difference between the amount of teams. I'm not sure of the amount, but there's not a big difference between the amount of T5 teams between the one and the two. I think we've got 6 pools now, or 5 teams each, where the previous one we only had 4 pools with I think it was 8 or something like that, or 7 teams. But yeah, it is. If you have a 12v12 team, plus you have 2 T5s, it makes it a bit difficult to try and get to all of that. But that's a nice thing about this whole thing. If you have, like what we are going to do now in Season 3, for instance, is it's going to be the 12v12 with the option of 16v16 if your opponent has got the same amount of players.
Yeah.
Or in that scenario already, you're going to accommodate a bit more players. And then you just need to add, like LGD has done, just add one T5 team. And of course, if you have one T5 team, your whole team can be rotated within that T5 team. The only difference is when you have 2 T5 teams, you have to allocate players to that specific team, so you can't rotate.
Correct.
That's the difference between the one and the other. So LGD, for instance, in this scenario, will, even if they have, let's say they play 5 weeks on T5, every week that they play, they can have 5 different players within that team to play. So everybody gets a chance.
Absolutely.
Which comes down to the flexibility of Battlefield Clan Wars again. So yeah, but good luck with everybody within the T5s and for the new one. I think it's going to be a cracker again.
Excellent. Guys, again, if you are joining us for the stream tonight, thank you very much for joining. If you are subscribed, that's great. If you are not, please hit that little subscribe button. Also hit the little bell to get your notifications whenever we go online. It does help us with...
And a thumbs up.
And a thumbs up. Thumbs ups are always great. It helps us to promote and try and achieve what we want to try and do for the community. But if you are joining us just now, looking at the screen, you will see all the teams there that participated in the T5 and managed to go through the season and finish it. And they will all receive the To The End award. And again, these awards will be updated on the team pages on the Battlefield Clan Wars site, which is www.bfclanwars.net. And that will be up there within the next week or so you can go and check it out on the clan pages as well. But then, of course, talking about T5 and the winners, and I must congratulate LGB really on peak form at the moment. So our winners there for Season 2 and the T5, which is effectively our first T5 season that we've run, is LGD Asset. And of course, LGD was the winner, of course, in the T12 Division 1 as well. So absolutely well done to LGD there, keeping the colors flying high and being our T5 champions there. Guys, comments from your side?
From my side, LGD, well done on your win there. And all the teams that competed in T5, it was actually a very entertaining league to watch. I mean, I watched a few of the streams, I did a few of the streams, and the difference in pace compared to Season 1 as well, and the smaller teams, it shows that teams had to improvise on their play style just to make sure that they got ahead in the game, and they had to try different strategies. Nobody stuck to the same strategy every single game. It was actually quite nice to see. But again, well done to FaZe and the boys there. Aqua, yourself, I mean, great captaincy from you, great sportsmanship from the LGD as well, and to the rest of the guys, well done.
Did you just say phase or acid?
Acid. Like sliding off.
Yeah.
All right. No, just checking. Now, Slash, I know that you in the beginning of this the T5. I remember our first game when we introduced, because we obviously introduced also the Slash Cam now in season 2, which was something new when we did the streams. And I remember the first couple of streams that we did, you mentioning to me that the Slash Cam was all over the place just because of the pace of these T5 games. Towards the end, did you find that you got used to the pace, or yeah?
Yeah, look, I mean, T5 is just crazy. Just to spectate it, I don't know how the guys even play it. I think we found our rhythm. The cameras can be fixed in certain places, and it makes it a lot easier then to have the Slash Cam up. Rush was a nightmare. it's constantly moving, so that was a lot more difficult, but still interesting to get into those kind of setups and show the audience something different. Ultimately, so I hope they enjoyed it, and we'll try it again in season 3.
Absolutely. So guys, from that perspective, well done then to LGD Asset being the T5 season 2 winners. It was absolutely amazing to watch the T5. I think it was very well done. Unfortunately, I know that there was a cup and a plate final, and there was of course no official award for the plate final. It's pretty much just position 3 and 4 placement. But well done to LGD on being the ultimate champions there in T5 for season 2. So guys, moving on then to the next awards, and the next 3 awards are actually, well, 2 of them are community voted awards, and then one of them is a let's call it a qualifying award, if you want to call it that. And the first one that we are looking at is the award called Dedicated. Now, the Dedicated award is given to either teams or individuals that stream a lot of the Clan Wars games, and there is of course a specific minimum that a team needs to be able to stream to qualify for this award. And before I call out the teams, then I would like to call them out individually. There's a specific individual that I would like to call out for this award. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have a team page, and we can't actually put his award up somewhere, but I think he requires at least the recognition. And there is a gentleman by the name of A50. So a lot of you know A50 from the streams that he does, and he is the only individual at this point that has managed to reach that minimum number of streams. So A50, well done from my perspective. I know that there's some hard work that went into this. I know creating your channel took a lot of work as well. So well done, and congratulations on that award. Then, of course, the teams receiving this award is MRUs, Royal is in there, MAD as well, VTRN, Raw, and of course the girls from GSG. And each of these teams have their own sort of strengths and the way that they like to do things. Obviously, the likes of MRUs, very entertaining, Royal very exciting and always excited about the game. MAD has a lot of information about the game. VTRN, or more commonly known as the drunken streamers, you can imagine how those streams go.
Still waiting for my song.
Yeah, I'm telling
Still
you.
waiting for my song.
I mean, the likes of Raw, they know the players, they know the people that are playing, and of course the girls from GSG, with Spooky and Lisa and the gang there. I know that Cherie also joins them every now and again. N-Seeker, and there's always something, I know Spooky often has a phone with her to play interesting voice notes or do interesting Google searches while the stream is on. So it's all entertaining, right? It's all, things that are happening, when the streamers are doing their thing. And from our perspective, I think these people really need recognition, because at the end of the day, part of what we try and do is to get as many of these streams out to the community as we can. And I know that's a passion from all of us. So any moment now, Slash and Scully is going to jump in here, because I'm taking all the meat off the bone to say what they want to say about the streamers.
Go.
And his silence. I was waiting for that one. The silence to follow. Who jumps in? No, I think it's. I've watched a couple of the guys stream. I've obviously watched a lot of my ex clan, the previous clan, the Drunken Streamers streaming. I think they've got a fantastic way they put things forward for the guys to watch. And they make it really fun and exciting for the people. But yeah, thanks for all the streamers. It's as I just said on the chat, it's an all-round effort for everybody to come together to make these seasons a success. And the streamers are one of the guys or teams or that brings it together. So you can go back and watch your favorite teams playing.
Yep, absolutely. Scully?
Yeah, look, now I'm scratching through the bits and pieces. Yeah, that's left.
Sorry, man.
It's I think it's awesome to see that the guys take the time and the effort to stream these games in the first place, because some of them would rather like maybe play the game itself and so on. And I mean, to go and stream matches and so on, it's an exciting thing to do, and I mean, we enjoy doing it. That's why we do it. But hats off to the guys who take the time and promote whatever we do and the game that we play and the fun that we have to the world out there on their channels. And we would like to see a bit more of these channels popping up and using this platform to get yourself known and show your talent. There's one gentleman that I miss, is Dying Dutchman. He kicked off Fast and Furious with us a while back, and then all of a sudden he disappeared. But I mean, the humor that he puts within these streams was brilliant, and I hope that we can see a bit more of that in season 3. But for anybody else out there, I know we, when it comes to technology and fiber and streaming and stuff like that, we're way behind the rest of the world. But slowly but surely, as you get fiber or whatever in your area and you need some assistance with that on how to do it, you're welcome to contact Yaku there. I'm sure that you'll be able to assist you with that, just to get you going with the streaming and so on. But we would definitely like to see a bit more of the creators out there creating, as I mentioned earlier. But it's such like the Drunken Streamers and the other guys that stream the girls and so on. It's just awesome to see the amount of creativity and talent out there, because all of this is basically new to everybody of us. Yes, we do have a few excellent bloggers in South Africa who's got a channel who's got thousands and thousands of viewers and so on. But I mean, even if you've got 100 or 200 viewers or subscribers to your channel, we'll still support you. And the name of the game is to grow. Because remember, Battlefield Clan Wars is only in its 3rd season now, although we've been around for more than a year, almost 2 years now. But I mean, as we grow, you will grow, the whole community will grow, and everybody will benefit at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks for your time and effort on that one. But it's great to see the South African community grow within the YouTube space and streaming and making little videos and so on.
Absolutely. And guys, one thing that I do want to mention just on this is that, of course, these are not the only streamers, right? I mean, there were quite a number of people who also streamed, individual games here and there and whatever may be the case. But of course, we have to, sort of put a peg in the ground and recognize people that have gone, I almost want to say, above and beyond and streamed a minimum number of games. So that is, of course, what this award goes to. But even if you were out there and you streamed one game, from our side, I mean, that's great. I mean, we would love to see as many games as possible, always to the community. So these guys are being recognized because they streamed a lot. And if you've streamed one this season, maybe you should do, 6 or 7 next season, and then your name gets here, right? So let's hope there's a couple of people who want to try and achieve that.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the amount of games that's going to be played within a week in season 3, it's going to be 6 or 7 games that needs to be streamed or that's going to be played, that's available to be streamed within season 3. So there's definitely space for some guys to pop in and do a stream or two. And obviously we've got on our own channel on the right hand side, I think we've got LGD, MSNK, and Malis is there. We've listed some of the clans and some of the guys who have got their own channel. So if you've got a channel and you want to link it up with us, and you can do the same for us kind of thing, you can send me a DM or Yaku a DM, and then we can, link you on the side of our channel as a recommended channel, and we'll appreciate it if you can do the same. So, team effort, braas, team effort.
Also, groei saam. Lekker.
Groei saam, drink saam,
Right.
braai saam.
Moving on into the next award, guys, and the next 2 awards is actually a community voting award, both of these. And the first one that we're looking at is the Cunning Award, and the Cunning Award is voted for by the captains of a team in a division for that particular division. And the Cunning Award is given to the team that the other teams in that division feels has had great strategies or great team strategies. So Rox, you were talking a little bit earlier about preparing for games and strategies and that sort of thing. And I think a lot of people agreed with you there on both the teams that were called out as well as Royal, because in their respective divisions, LGD, 4Q and Royal actually got voted for the Cunning Award. So Rips, I know that you are here. Congratulations to your team on receiving the Cunning Award. Clearly there are people that do think you don't just run around, you actually have some strategy behind it.
To be honest, I thought we basically just went with the wind at one point. But if I'm not mistaken, our division was actually very close vote there. But I saw teams start off not knowing what they're doing and end up ending strong. So, but you can only hand it out to one team. But thanks.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a very, very close vote, if you don't mind me saying it. There was just one vote difference between yourself and MSNK. So it's either MSNK that voted for you or you that voted for yourself. I'm not sure. So, but nonetheless, we got the award there, and also the same with LGD and 4Q, and like Homegirl earlier, pointed out earlier, those were both the teams that she pointed out in terms of having good strategies and being prepared for it. So clearly, that sort of sentiment is shared by the other teams in the division as well. But well done on that, guys, LGD, 4Q and Royal. Then the last award that we are going to talk about tonight is the Candor Award, and the Candor Award is also a community voted award, and that is for the team that other teams in that division thought was I almost want to say the nicest team to play with, but it's actually the award that goes to the team that the other teams think has the best sportsmanship in that particular division. Now I know, again, both Scully and Slash are very passionate about this part, and I do think having the award last is a good thing, because we can talk about a little bit about sportsmanship and what sportsmanship means in the competition. But in their respective divisions there, well done to Mad, again 4Q, and then of course a team that I'm quite surprised that I saw their name there was GSE. GSE is a brand new team for us in season 2, so to be an unknown team that comes into the league and then by the end of the season be voted one of the teams with the best sportsmanship, I think really says something about the character of the team. And then of course the other team 4Q, who got both the community voted awards, so strategy and nice guys to play against. That's also a pretty good achievement. Slash.
Yeah, Yaku, I don't know how Mad got there. The people must be mad to have voted for them. So Yaku and these guys, Yaku, Nico. No, look, I mean, this is an awesome award to win, and that the other guys sit and actually vote for those teams. I just hope the voting is sincere at the end of the day. but I assume so. I don't think it will be anyway. The votes were too high just to to stick it to someone. But this is a fantastic award, I think. Not just for the playing with the teams, but how the people conduct them. When there is infringements and these things coming along, how they try and address it, and how they try and work with the other team to get to a resolution that is amicable for both sides. It is a fantastic award.
Absolutely, Scully.
Yeah, receiving this award, and I can single out one team now, 4Q mate, a Big Boot and his crew, for some of the incidents that we had during the week. Not incidents, but they made us aware of certain discrepancies that we have overlooked, and where they didn't agree with whatever we decided on. And I think that says a lot for a team to stick up for other teams, because usually everybody's just concerned about their own position and where they stand. It's very seldom that you see one team sticking up for another team, and I think that's great. So from my side to Big Boot and his crew there from 4Q, I think that's an honorable award that you guys received. Well done. Absolutely.
And then maybe just from one of the players, Homegirl, I don't know how many of these teams you faced, but obviously these guys were voted to be very, call them nice guys or good sportsmanship teams. Your interactions with some of these teams?
Definitely, it's a difficult one. When you're playing in a competition and you're trying your best and you're trying to win, and the rules are not being stuck to, and you're getting cut full of everything. But to stand up and say, hey, listen, guys, let's sort this out. This is wrong, that's wrong, and to play nice at the end of it, and you say, you know what, thanks for a good game.
Yeah.
It takes guts to thank the other team, especially when you've lost and you're really heart sore about the loss over some stupid error of a DLC weapon or a DLC tank or something stupid, on your side. So it's nice that the guys stand up and say, you know what, thank you very much for the game.
Absolutely. And of course, I mean, this is this speaks to just more than just the game, right? I mean, it's obviously about general conduct as well. How easy it is to organize games with the guys. Are they on time? Are they respectful? All of that sort of things. So I guess in overall, from a sportsmanship sort of award, I think it's a great award to get.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Gentlemen and lady, then that is the awards for this evening. And that is all the awards that we had. So I think in total, it was very nice giving away these awards, again giving it to all the teams, recognizing everybody that participated. And we are going to step off the awards now, and maybe as a last thing and as a last reminder, thank you very much to everyone. Congratulations also to everyone who won these awards. But we want to step off to some of the season three announcements as well. So I'm going to hand over to Scully in a little bit to talk us through the division tables. So Scully, before we go on to the tables, I don't know if there's anything specific about season 3 that you want to talk about first before I bring up the tables.
Hey man, it's just we're busy with the administration side of things. So yeah, I think Riplets and Omi can testify to that.
Please, no more changes, please.
I
Yeah, you
put my
see-
foot down. If I have to change those damn fixtures one more time, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, that's the back end work is quite a bit, but I think we've sorted the divisions out now. We're not going to change anything on there. The only thing that I would like to add is just for the guys to please just make sure that you have your players registered for this next season, because we are going to check. We're going to check if the players that you've listed is actually some of the games that are actually the guys that you use within your games that you play. We're not going to check every single one, but we're going to spot check them, and we don't want to disqualify you with any discrepancies like that. So please make sure that you have your players registered where they should be.
And of course, as Slash, I think Slash called you guys eager beavers earlier. Slash, is that correct that you used the word eager beaver?
Yeah, it might have been the wrong word to use.
So of course, Slash was referring to Homegirl and Rips. Now, Rips has been involved with the admin side of things for a little bit since start of season 2, and recently we've been joined by Homegirl as well, who's also now, I want to say a little bit, but she'll kill me, who is a lot involved with the admin side of what we're trying to do. So guys, also to you, welcome. And of course, that is also what Scully was referring to. There's, as we increase a little bit in manpower, it does give us the flexibility to do certain, call it additional things around the admin. For example, spot checking the teams and the players. And I know that ball will probably fall square into Slash's lap to do that sort of stuff.
The enforcer. It's Slash the enforcer.
Absolutely. So yeah, welcome to you guys, and of course that gives us a little bit more, I call it admin flexibility if you want, which is a good thing. Right.
Yeah. So I just want to park it out there that any queries relating to what the structure look like currently is like the T5 guys. If you've got any problems with or need some assistance with the website or whatever you need to do, and it focuses within the T5 realm, you need to speak to Riplets, and if it's in the Premier League, you need to speak to Homegirl. She'll sort you out on that side. So Homegirl will manage the Premier side of things, and then the T5 will be done or managed by Riplets. And then from there, we still have Nico, who's the league master. So any other additional queries that you have, we're just trying to take some pressure off him with all those messages that he's been getting lately. That he just had a baby a while ago, so his priorities has moved and shifted a bit more to the family side, and we respect that. So we don't want to overload him with unnecessary questions and things. So that's why you can just relate to these 3 individuals with any queries that you have. And obviously myself, Slash, and Yaku is also there if you need some assistance with that.
Absolutely. And I see there is a question from Rassi on the stream here, and I see that Riplets has just answered him on the stream as well. So there we go, Rassi. I don't need to call out the question.
Hello, Rasmus. I just wanted to find out from Rassi, how's he doing there within LGD? Is he comfortable? Is he? No, what's happening there?
He looks happy. He sounds happy.
He sounds happy.
He looks like an old man.
That's good.
Right. So I'm going to pull up the tables, and the first table that we of course are looking at is Division 1 Season 3, and I'm just going to read it. So in that table we have first 4Q, LGD, MAD, MSNK, Red, and WTF, and that is a lineup of note.
Yeah, look, that's obviously we worked a little bit on it during the course of the week. Some teams moved up, moved down. We originally started Monday, or I think it was Friday or whatever. We had 4 divisions with 6 teams each, and then some teams moved out and we had to restructure the whole thing again, and everything had to be redone. But this is where we are. So we're not doing 3 divisions, 4 divisions. We're only doing 3, and instead of 6, we have 7 teams within each division. If you look at Division 2 there, Yaku, CTK, Royal, SBK, Sons of Anarchy, THC, and VTRN. Those are the teams that will participate in Division 2. And yeah, like I said, you can see there that all the divisions have got 7 teams within them. So we tried to keep it equal and fair as far as possible. Mm-hmm. But it's not always possible to please everybody.
Absolutely.
So moving down to Division 3, we have Gig, GSE, ITF, LOTS, Raki, S187, and UB. So one of the questions that might come up that the guys might have is why is S187 at the bottom? Or not the bottom, it's a Division 3. The reason for that is they withdrew within, they were allocated Division 1 within Season 1, and then halfway through they decided to leave the league. And the rule is that you will start at the bottom again, or the lowest division that is available. So with all the other teams that decided not to play or to move out, I tried to jump the gun and just push them into Division 1, which was obviously not the right thing to do because I was breaking one of my own rules there. So hence the reason that they are back where they were. And that, it all came back to what happened with MSNK. MSNK did the same route and they moved up slowly but surely and they showed the commitment and that kind of thing. And obviously they are where they are today. So, and we feel just to be fair is that whatever happened in the past, there's no hard feelings about it, but we have to stick to the rules to keep it fair to everybody. And that's why S187 is starting up in Division 3. So if they're going to continue to Division, if we play Season 4 and they were lucky enough to get relegated, obviously they'll move up and then maybe up again. But that's going to depend on the commitment of the team itself.
Excellent. So, Scully, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip back quickly and pull up Division 1 for Season 3 again. And maybe just from yourselves, well, actually from anybody on the panel, I just want to sort of get a view as to, I think Division 1, very well balanced. I think, we're going to see very, very strong games in there. Very high performance teams in there, and I think overall Division 1 fairly balanced there. Similar view for everyone?
Not really.
Yeah. Tough one.
These are the overachievers.
I try and be honest as far as I can be, and that's like 99% of the time. The way that we've obviously this is from our side, but we will fix this mistake, is that moving forward past Season 3, I will just explain the relegation process. From after Season 3, when we start on the new battlefield, the relegation process will work as follows. So the first, the top two and the bottom two teams will obviously be relegated, and that's an automatic relegation. After position 3, 4, 5, and 6 below that, if it happens like the same season what happened in Season 2 now, where one team decided to move out, now there's another position open. We will fill those positions as we feel fit. And then those positions that we have filled will be, if other teams want to challenge those teams and feel that they're not supposed to be there, then we'll sort it out that way. But going down a list and adding a team who's only won one match within 7 matches to be relegated to a Division 1 Premier League team is not fair in my view. This is my view. Like in this case of WTF, for instance. But this is what the format that we followed through, and this was the format that was reminded of what we did from Division 1 to Division 2. Remember when we also had AOV leaving and there was more than one position available, because not all the teams stuck, or all the divisions, the teams were the same.
Yeah.
So as soon as you have 1 or 2 teams that leave, you have more than one spot open. And that was the way that we did it in Season 2. So we followed that through for Season 3 now, but following Season 4, we're not going to do that. The first 2 positions will be relegated automatically. And if we feel that there is a team within, let's say, Division 3, who's strong enough to be a Division 1 team, we will put that team in there. And then obviously that team will be, if anybody else feels that we've made the wrong decision and they want to challenge that team, they're welcome to do so. And obviously if they win, they can take that place. But we can't take teams who have finished up 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th within a division and move them up or relegate them to a bigger, better division than what they were in. Absolutely. If they ended up last within their division. I personally think that's not fair. But we've done it. It's there. Hats off to WTF. Get the Vaseline. I think you guys are going to need it. But well done.
So from that perspective, then, I mean, I think it's also important that we just mention around the challenge rule, Scully, just to point that out. So, of course, there is a rule that says if you are new, coming into Clan Wars, you will go to Division 3 and fight your way up. That's the first rule. The second rule is that you are relegated at the end of the season, either up or down. That's the second rule. And the challenge rule does not override any of those rules. In other words, if you are a brand new team and you enter at Season 3 or at Division 3, you can't then challenge because you're brand new. If you have just been relegated down to a division, you can't challenge the division above you because you've just been relegated. So of course the challenge rule also has its limitations because it can't override any of the existing rules, for example, the new teams or teams that have just been relegated. But in general, I think it's a good rule, and thanks, Scully, you picked up on why I brought back the Division 1 table just to talk about that and the rules and things, how it will move going forward into Season 3.
Yeah, if you look at Red, for instance, Red were one of the teams that were eligible to be relegated down because of where they ended up within the previous season.
Yeah.
So now this is the exact same thing that happened with OSB within Season 1. So when that happened is they were relegated down. They moved down from Division 1 to Division 2. And at the end of the day, we moved them back to Division 1 because there were too many teams, there were too many positions available. So that was also a bit unfair. And to put the cherry on the top, then they decided, okay, we're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So we understand, shit happens. We understand that. So we're not cherry picking here on every specific team. We're just emphasizing real world scenarios that actually do happen or have happened. So if a team has been relegated, let's say in this, for instance, in this case, it was Red that moved down, they would not be eligible to play in the, move up again, back into that division. The same as with that we did with, and the reason that we moved Red is because we moved OSB in the first division. So that's why. So we're just following through on what we did. But we have come to a point now where we realize that system doesn't work, and it's going to be changed from Season 4 or on the new battlefield. It's definitely going to be changed. Yes, because like now you will see, for instance, 187 is right at the bottom. It's a strong team, but we know it's a strong team. And it's the same with MSNK, for instance. We also know that it's a strong team. And I think we might even see AOV. Anybody heard from AOV lately? I don't know what's happening there. Did the house burn down?
No. Yeah, no.
Somewhere. So even AOV might come back, to play within on the new battlefield and that kind of thing. I think the guys are playing Siege or something now, or Monopoly. I'm not sure. But whenever a team like that also comes back, remember that they're also a very strong team. So I mean, to put them to place if there's a space in Division 1 without disrupting the rest of the divisions, and there's a space available, I'd say we can definitely put them in wherever they belong. But if there's let's say we start Season 4 on the new battlefield with all these new teams, and let's say, for instance, Raw gets relegated up to Division 1 and someone else from the top one goes down. So we've got these teams and none of them decide to leave. Obviously, there's no space, and we can't kick someone else deliberately to add a team like AOV.
Yeah.
But if there's
we will be great sports and move out for AOV.
Yeah. But yeah, we
just spoke about it.
Come on, Rock.
Yeah. So that's just in a nutshell, how we will handle this moving forward. So the first and the last two, or the ones that will be automatically be relegated, will be relegated. But the rest of the positions, if there are any available for teams that have pulled out, we will fill it in at our discretion.
Absolutely. Excellent.
Yeah, I think that's it from my side on that one, Jaco.
Guys, and then I see here on the chat, Slash has just said, yes, T5 is coming up, and I have bad news.
T5 shoot, you're running out of time.
T5 is just out of time. No, T5 guys, the T5 tables are there. They are available on the website. Unfortunately, my time was a little bit limited this afternoon. I did not have the opportunity to pull those from the website before the show started. But you will be able to find the T5 tables, the player pools. They are updated on the website, if I'm not mistaken, Rips.
Well, I've got it in front of me. I can read it out for you if you want to.
That will be great. I unfortunately don't have anything to show you on the screen.
Can you not bring up the website itself?
Not right now, no. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So let me just read it out quickly. So for Pool 1 T5, we've got 5 teams within a pool. So obviously we've got 6 pools, and the teams within Pool 1 will be CTK, Dead Rabbits, which is an affiliate of GSE team, LGD Asset, MRU, and Royal 2. Then within Pool 2, we have Destruction, GSG, OSB, Red, and UB. Pool 3, we have Gig 797. Our Gig has entered 2 teams. So this is Gig 797B, Headhunters from Raw, Killers from VTRN, our new mob team with King and Queen Sparrow, and SOA. Then Pool 4, we have Lots, Mayhem, Owls, who's also a new team, Royal, and THC. Pool 6, we have DPS, VTRN Heroes, Lots, MRUs, and Raki. And then Pool 6, we have Geek 797A, MSNK, the GSE Natives, SNLV, and WTF.
That is going to be a lineup of note.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I look like Pool 1, where you have Asset, CTK, the Dead Rabbits, and the Royal. Yeah, and then Pool 2 is also an interesting one, and Pool 3. Yeah, but I think, all in all, the T5 series is going to be fun as always. There's just one thing that I want to park out there. So it's not cast in stone or whatever, anything like that, is that we would like to know following Season 3, so in Season 4, we're looking at the T5 series. If the guys want to keep the format as we have it now within the different pools and do the playoffs, or do you want to structure it within, like we have with the Premier League, have it within divisions? Just a question. So you can just let us know on the channel or on Discord or on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, like I said, it's just a question that we're parking out there. I just want to get feedback a little bit on that one. Absolutely. From everybody and what they feel about it.
Absolutely. That's also, of course, partly the reason why I didn't go through pulling off those tables, because, again, it's not a division announcement. It's just a pool that you play in. But, guys, if you do want to go and see those tables for yourself, I have confirmation from Rippled Monster that it is updated on the website, which you can find on www.bfclanwars.net. Under the T5 sections, you will find the pool and the teams that are allocated to the pools there. Of course, for this season, it will still be a playoff, sort of environment where there will be quarter, semis, and finals. But then, as Scully said, if you could provide us with that feedback, if that is the sort of format that you like for T5, or whether you would want it more structured in a division type of scenario, it would be great if you could let us know and provide some feedback there. Yep.
Yeah, the other thing that I would just want to mention is we also spoke about moving when we do. I know this is jumping the gun, fucking a lot of months ahead. But when we look at doing Clan Wars on Battlefield 5, is to have a summer and a winter season. So we might only have 2 seasons within a year, and we can do all kinds of other stuff in between. So maybe we can stretch the T5, instead of playing each team once, we can change it up and let you play twice, or I don't know, something like that. But obviously at the end of the day, it comes down to how many teams are interested in making use of whatever we have to offer. But like I said, it's still far away off, but it's something to think of. It's some of the stuff that we are already thinking of, what we would like to do on the new Battlefield, which I think is going to be awesome, by the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Guys, from our side, I think that is what we had for tonight. It was an absolutely great season 2. Again, 15 weeks of mayhem, crying, laughing, jokes, rage quit, money lost, all of that stuff. And absolutely.
Sorry, what was that last time, Yaku?
Absolutely great fun. But I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to sort of do a roundup and give their final thoughts. Maybe let's start there with Homegirl. Ladies first.
Awesome. I just want to say good luck to everybody taking part in season 3. I think I'm amped for it. I think it's going to be the best one yet. So good luck, guys, everyone. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight as well, Rips.
Awesome.
From our side, all I can say is good luck to all the teams. Can't wait to see the Division 1 finals. Well, not finals, but the top teams that are playing against each other. That's going to be an interesting one. But guys, just a heads up, when it comes to craze, if you've got something serious as per season 2, please rather just send a direct message to myself and Rox if it's got to do something with your game that you played or something. Don't go post it for everybody to see. Rather just send us a direct message so we can deal with it as fast as possible for you guys. Okay. But good luck for everyone.
Lekker. Slash.
Nice.
Yeah, just again, well done to all the season 2 winners. Congrats on that, and to season 3, it's a fantastic place to go and blow up shit. So enjoy it and have fun.
and you can watch it twice on the Slash game. You can watch it once in the main view and once on the Slash game.
Unless you're on the roof, don't. Let's not get there again.
Excellent, Scully.
Yeah, just to everybody who participated in season 2, just want to say congratulations on those teams who received some awards. Well done to you guys. Everybody else who finished the season, hats off to you. It's always a pleasure working with teams who are committed. Whenever we do these things, that's what gives us pleasure, to see that you guys have fun. And then to Riplets and Rox, thanks for your hard work and helping and assisting us in the back end there with the admin and making sure that the teams are happy, making sure that everybody's happy. Thanks for that. We really appreciate it. And then Yaku, you with the streaming and organizing some of the admins and the stuff on the backside there on Discord, and also interacting with the clans. Same with you, Slash. We really appreciate everybody's input at the end of the day. That makes this a great community, and making sure that everybody's got a lot of fun on the platform.
Absolutely. Then of course, Scully, you thanked everybody, but of course from our side also thank you to you. I know that there's a lot of planning and vision that goes into something like this, and always spearheading the new and interesting stuff for us. I mean, the community also appreciates that fully, and of course us as a team as well. Guys, from my side, that's all that we had for you for tonight. It was an absolutely great season again. If you have joined us for the stream tonight, thank you very much for your time. Also, thank you to all the guests that have joined. If you have subscribed already, that's great. If you have not, hit that little subscribe button. Also, hit that little bell for your notifications. And if you can give us a thumbs up, that's always appreciated. But from my side, that's all.
You know what?
Yeah.
There's a pineapple for you. Pineapple. No, I just wanted to explain something. It's always nice to say, hey, give us a thumbs up or give us this or whatever. But when you look at the algorithms of YouTube and how it works, is that the more thumbs up you get, the higher your videos will be ranked and that kind of thing, and obviously it will be suggested to more people within your little circle. So that's how those things work. So obviously, if you don't like what we do, a thumbs up was also a thumbs down. You can also put that down, and that'll give us the opportunity to try and improve whatever we do. Otherwise, you get stuck in a comfort zone, and we think we're doing great. Meantime, someone might think, what the fuck are they doing? But anyway, so those little icons, and it's the same on Facebook. They're there for a reason. And it's either when you engage with these things, you don't have to write this physical post or anything like that. It doesn't necessarily videos doesn't necessarily have to have 15,000 comments to be pushed up in the ranking system. You know, just that little thumbs up or thumbs down kind of thing also makes a big difference. So that's why we ask for them. And we know you will give it to us if you watch this video, or if you stick around for as much to actually hear what I'm saying now.
Absolutely. All right, you done?
Yes, I am.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Yakusa for Battle Bros. See you on the battlefield.